Good morning. My name is James Spiro, and this is Tech Tel Aviv 2025, brought to you by Calcalist and Bank Leumi. I'm joined now with Dorin Baniel, the leading investments in the region at NightDragon. Dorin, hi.
Hi, great to be here.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I'd like to learn a bit more about NightDragon and what you folks do, and then we can dive into the nitty-gritty of some more details.
Yeah, for sure. So NightDragon is a US-based VC. We're headed by Dave DeWalt, former CEO of companies like McAfee, who we sold to Intel, FireEye, Documentum, and multiple other multi-billion-dollar exits under his belt. He also sits on boards like Optiv and Delta Airlines, and he has a big tie to the government as well, being vice chair of CISA in Homeland Security, as well as a board member of the USA President's National Security Telecommunications Advisory Council. So as a fund, we're about 19 full-time employees, I believe. I'm the only one here, so I'm heading our investments in EMEA. We're focused on growth stages, but can also have exceptions into early growth, especially in Israel, because the ecosystem here is younger. Same goes for Europe. So we look for companies that are in the cybersecurity domain, defense tech, dual use, safety, and privacy. And when we invest in these companies, we do a lot with them. So we have a very robust value creation department, a whole team that's dedicated to the success of the portfolio companies. And you know, prior to NightDragon, I built and led the value creation department at Glilot Capital. And that was very, very focused on product market fit, early customers, building early advisory boards, everything that the company really needs to get from C to A. And the value creation department at NightDragon, which I don't lead, but we're all supporting our portfolio companies and working with them. It's very much geared towards those later stages. So a lot of things with VARs and VADs, strategic and tech partners to help scale our company so that they get global distribution, along with work with governments, as I mentioned, especially for the DefenseTech and dual use companies. We have several in our portfolio. We do a lot of marketing. We have partnerships with NICE and with NASDAQ. We prepare our companies to go public, and a lot more.
A lot more. I wish we had time to go into even more detail, but I do want to touch on some of the things that you highlighted, which are some of the industries. Cyber and defense tech, of course, these big ones that have been head of the conversations all day.
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about where you folks are seeing some of these industries and these sectors and where they're going this year. What are some of the things that are gleaning your interest?
Defense tech has been obviously a top headline lately. We have a lot of incredible innovation happening here, and we're going to see even more. That's what I believe, and I think everyone is seeing that in 2025. As we have one of the biggest testing grounds for these technologies. Our soldiers are every single day using this technology, innovating, understanding what other problems there are to solve. And so the defense tech venture landscape is only going to evolve and increase. And frankly, I kind of have a feeling that it's like how cyber was in 2018 and 19, when cyber was just taking off and it became a very attractive focus area for venture capitalists to see high returns. And I think that's what's happening in defense, but I would be very careful because we still don't know who the repeatable the repeatable acquirers are going to be. We don't know that. And so we don't have like a Checkpoint and a CrowdStrike and a Palo Alto that are the top acquirers for cyber. We don't yet have that in defense. So that's what the real question is today for a lot of VCs. And I think we're going to see companies like Lockheed and those, more traditional or bigger system integrators becoming some of the buyers as well. Yeah.
It seems like a lot of insight, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it's all going to go.
Same.
Especially in Tech Tel Aviv 2026 and beyond.
Yeah.
I have one last question for you, which is this report that you released fairly recently. Tell me about it. Tell me what are some of the highlights that you want to share today.
Yeah, thanks. That report is really exciting for me. It's kind of like a side project, but it's a very important one. I think it's the most important piece of content I ever released.
Can you tell the viewers at home who may not know what it is you're...
So this is the first ever Israeli cyber exits landscape. The first and only. So it really digs deep into questions like, what's the average Israeli cyber exit size? And the time period, I will say, it's from 2019 to now. And that's because that's when cyber really evolved here. So, and it only talks about Israeli cyber. So for example, what's the average exit size? How long does it take to get acquired? What's the exit to fundraising multiple, meaning how much fundraising dollars does it really take to get a nice exit? Who should I raise money from? Who are the top VCs and how do they compare to one another? This was something that I wasn't sure about releasing, but it's a very cool piece of content, and I'm going to only do more with it. It's got a lot of requests from corp devs who are telling me they want to be in it because I have a list also of top acquirers. So who are the top buyers of Israeli cyber startups? How much do they pay on average? And how much do they pay on median? And which companies have they already acquired? And that can help predict which companies they're going to acquire in which categories. And also I had a lot of funds come to me and say, we've used this data in our fundraising meetings with LPs. So it's very exciting, and I'm gonna, I'm going to keep לתחזק את זה, how you say, maintain it. Wow. And also I have a digital version of it that I'm going to release soon as well. So stay tuned.
Dorin, that's a heck of a lot of information, and I can't wait to digest that all and to see how the cyber kind of sector grew and evolved. It sounds like we're on the cusp of that for DefenseTech.
Right.
So I can't wait to come back, as I said earlier, in Tech Tel Aviv in the years to come and see how this journey has evolved. Until then, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much, James.
Thanks.